Just brought home the Maze Fast and Easy Composting Tumbler, 245 litres, and I've just brought it inside. Dogs are very interested. And I've just noticed this, if they'll let me get in. Come on. Parker. Good boy. Let me just have a look. Assembly required 2 to 4 hours. Thanks, Soph. Instructional video available. Fun times. Instructions. Cool. There's actually a little barcode you can use if you want to watch an assembly video.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
We'll check that out. The pieces are big, each piece has got quite some weight to it.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not a tinker toy, that's for sure.
We're probably not going to get all the pieces on the table.
No, that's why I thought I'd just stand them up at the end there, trying to identify which pieces are which.
Yeah. Handle.
Handle works.
Put those together.
Many nuts and bolts. Take this down now.
This is all the pieces laid out on the table, and beside the table, it's very well marked out. All the pieces are marked, which part they are. So you've got part A, C, H, F, L, and so forth. So everything looks quite well organised. It'll be interesting to see how we go putting it together.
Maybe if you could just around and hold that there. Perfect.
Probably in that way, just let me know.
Just a bit fiddly. We're having a small enough bit for the drill run might have been nice.
Yeah. That's okay. Need to be in line.
Should pop itself in line, I think.
Oh, it's doing that now. Yeah, worried about that not lining up. Oh yeah, just a bit of force.
Okay, just don't do it up too tight.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. You able to put that in the back for me, please?
Yep. Which way? That way? Yeah. Well, it's fiddly.
It is.
Hang on.
That's okay, I'll
Yeah,
just keep
go,
doing this.
yeah.
Got it?
Yep.
Just pop the spanner on it now.
Yeah. Hang on. There you go.
Yep, thanks.
Very fiddly. Just push it in. Yeah, go. I'll put the spatter onto it. Hang on. I couldn't imagine doing this.
Me either.
Is that working?
I think so.
Yep.
Hey, see it coming through?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Doesn't feel quite
Let me
right.
push
Yeah,
all of them.
it doesn't feel quite right.
Okay, let's have a look. Wow, you got it right under
It's,
that lip.
yeah, really tricky. Do you want to come
Yeah.
this side?
Maybe you do the arm, Kelly.
Just really fiddly.
It is, yeah. So if you put pressure against it with the
So
arm,
this
Kelly.
one here, yeah.
Hopefully this is the hardest one.
Mm.
Go for it. Yeah. Okay, start time. Beautiful stop.
That's what I couldn't quite achieve.
There you go, okay, go for it.
Just tight, just.
Yeah, just further up.
Good.
Nice.
So we go to the next step.
Yeah, we just keep going around. It's okay, we'll just keep going around.
So first rookie mistake is that we didn't read the instructions. So it says in step 2 not to screw all the panels together, leave the back ones open, and we screw them all together. So Justin is actually currently unscrewing it so we can follow the instructions. Do you know what they always say? Read the instructions. Hopefully this won't take long and we'll get on to the next stage. So next step, we're putting the dividers together. They get screwed together, they go in the middle of the maze composter, and then we can actually close up the back barrel. So we'll see how we go with this. So is it definitely four ones? Yep.
Supposed to do it that way.
Yeah, so,
I'm not sure that it matters.
well,
It's the same.
it's the same upside down, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's easier to do it standing up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to show the middle section of the divider for the maze composter and how it fits in. It's a little bit fiddly, but once the, I'll see if I can come down here. So once it goes into the slots, it actually does quite well. It's just a tiny bit fiddly, but once it's in, it's in. I'll just go across there. So it's fitting nicely into the slot, and it'll be easy once we get it screwed in.
You can feel it click.
You can feel it click, yeah. So we'll just go around there. So this is the divider here, and it's gone into the slot that's in through here. If that makes any sense. And there's little pockets for each of the screw areas as well. We'll put it together and we'll see how we go.
Nuts has a little flange on the edge there, like that.
Yep.
And that fits into the slot, which is there.
Yep.
Like this. Nice and easily, like that.
One we prepared earlier.
Here's one we prepared earlier.
A bit fiddly, isn't it?
Rather. But there it is.
Okay,
So that just fell in. As soon as I got it rotated properly, it fell in.
Yep, gotcha.
And that way, when you put it the screw in, which I'm doing now, it holds the nut captive while you do it up.
Cool.
I want to.
Yep. Oh, I see. It's coming right through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Okay, great.
So I'll just do that all the way around and we'll be done.
Okay.
So it's all screwed in, all at the front here. Each one's in place. Then there's just this one last one, which is right in the middle at the back, which doesn't screw onto this at all. It's just very difficult to get to. So we'll get screw.
If you need me to stop, I can help you.
So, because every screw has its own length, and so it's important to keep the little bags that they come out of because in this case we need AC screws, which came out of this bag, but they have to go in with AG nuts, which came out of this bag. So you might have accidentally used these locking screws instead of using the flared screws that it says you need. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, so we've got all the two gears.
Yeah.
It just says to do the middle one first.
Will they go opposite each other? Okay.
I'll just do that finger tight for now until it's all. Attach bolts at joints between gears first. Okay.
Oh, I see.
It's supposed to be 8 degrees, which there is. Yeah, and there's the hole.
Okay.
Okay, so it goes through both of those.
Yeah.
And then through the
And
hole
through
in
the
the
hole.
bottom.
Yeah.
And then you can.
So is it just that you're doing finger tight at the moment?
Just for now, just so that we've got room to.
Move.
Can you please get the other two teeth?
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Does it ask for the whole what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it just have the gears on one of the ends? Obviously.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so Justin's managed to put this end piece together with the insert. With the handle goes on the inside there and it rotates like that. This actually just fits on nicely. It's a little fiddly. Takes a little doing. But once on, fits quite well. The instructions stated to put these two together first. So we're just going to pick up the this piece and we're just going to drop it in, and the other piece as well, we're just going to drop it in, taking the screw, put that in there, which is all Allen key. And hopefully, I'll try this one. One I've dropped into each of those barrels there, and I'm just going to screw in these till just to a finger tight, not too hard, just not too hard, as it, you don't want it to be threading the nail through the screw. So just this one here. Okay, all done. So I'm just going to put the rest of them in, screw them all in. Making sure I've got the grooved end up the top. part's finished, the instructions say just to turn it upside down, and just repeat that process with the other lid, and we'll go from there. Just a little tricky, little fiddly to get on, but once you've got it on, it's nice and snug, which I think you need, you know, with this sort of thing. You've got compost going through it, so lovely. Just putting the handle together. Justin's going to do that now. So it was just the one way it can go, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. Just locates itself.
Just locates, yep. Two screws in the end. Fairly simple, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
I think if you take your time with this construction, it's not overwhelming. It says 2 to 4 hours, you know, putting together on the box. But if you just take step by step, it's not a big.
It's not a big deal.
Not a big deal. Yeah.
If you know it's going to take that long, just take your time and enjoy it.
Yeah,
Go and have
exactly.
a cup of coffee.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we're up to the next stage of building the frame for the maize composter. So Justin's going to start putting that together now. It involves the big crossbar, length of the straight metal piece, and the little skewer there. So doesn't look too bad. Won't take long to put this together. I don't think this is going to be as fiddly as the last lot, I don't think. Do you reckon?
I don't think so. No, it doesn't look too bad.
Is it just the is it just the two screws and nuts that holds it together at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they just seem like they're very long, but it's the right size according to the instructions.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just going to trust that.
Yeah. The pieces of metal are quite sturdy, I think. They've got some weight in them. Yeah, so that's reassuring. Like I would hate to think that it would get blown over we'd get some fairly harsh winds here. So that would be a little concerning if it was if it was too lightweight, whether it be blown over. But I dare say once you've got some materials inside the compost, it would just make it that little bit heavier as well. But it feels quite sturdy. It'll be interesting to put it finally together and test it out, which won't be too long. Yeah. So just doing these screws up. Dropping screws is always fun. This taller piece with the hole in it is slotted into this section. Bottom screw's gone through first. Just going to pop the nut on. It's a little fiddly. It's a little bit of a slow process, but we get there. Okay, so we've got the framework done. The instructions say to put the barrel on the floor and on top of this with the maze word upside down. Otherwise, the cog will be on the wrong side. So, so the cog end is this side. If we had it, if the maze was up the right way, we'd have it the wrong way. So I'm going to put it down. Justin and I are going to put the big pole right through the middle, which will take 2 of us to do, I believe. Possibly if we had done this before, it might take 1, but we'll do it together so it's a bit easier. Okay. All right, I've got that. If you want to grab the pole. And there's actually some washers that you have to use each end as well.
So pop the one there.
Yep.
Pop the one this side.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sorry if our body's in the way, but we just try and capture this if we can. So let me know what you want me to do.
Popping the washer.
Yep, pop the washer on. So the washer goes on. Then it goes through the device itself. I think it's going to be a bit of a wriggle.
There it is.
Yep. And then it will come out, right? So good to see what you're doing inside. So wriggling it through the centre part, which divides the 2 sections. Then the pole's going to come out to the other side.
Pop the washer on.
Pop the washer on. Bit of a tight fit. It's coming though. Yep. Good job. Okay, hang on. We'll pop that in place. Yep, and it's on.
Okay.
Okay, so we're on. So we'll go to the next step. The next thing we have to do is make sure we secure these ends with some bolts. Justin's just going to do that now. It's just basically a bolt and a nut each end. Fairly simple. Let's hope so anyway. We say it's simple.
Well, there's a hole in the axle just there. And I have to get it to line up with the hole in the frame.
I think that's the hardest bit with this build, is just lining everything up and just having the small spaces with, not so little hands. It's always a little bit more difficult. But this holds it all in place. Obviously, otherwise it'll just fall off. And then I think we're almost ready to put the handle on. So we're almost there, which is actually better than I expected, to be honest.
Very exciting.
Yeah, so we'll get to that. We're finished, we're 3/4 finished building it. Just standing it up now on its frame. So that's the fact that it's standing and not falling over. Success 1. We're going to put the handle on. Justin's going to put the handle on. And screw it to the framework. It's a nice looking piece of equipment, really. We are looking at getting it at worm farm at some stage as well, and they do make a maze worm farm, and I'm probably looking at that next, I think, I dare say. When we opened the box, we sort of both thought whether this is going to be big enough, but once it's together, it's actually a fairly decent size. I'm fairly happy with it. We probably will get another one down in a little time. We'll sort of start with this one and build up. We like these because there's less risks of rodents getting into your compost. They're easier to turn. Don't have an area for a nice big compost that we can make.
That's what pitchfork.
Yeah. So for us, this is perfect because we're only on a suburban block. We really can't. We don't have the space to do a proper compost. And I think we'll probably end up with a few of these on the go at the same time. But we'll start with one, and then we'll go to the next one. But I'm really happy so far with the construction and how easy it has been put together. I thought it was going to be much harder. Did you, Justin? Yeah, we thought it was going to be much harder, and it's a little fiddly, but it's not as bad as what I thought. So that's pretty happy with that. So we're going to get the handle on, and then we're almost done. So we'll get to the next part in just a little minute. The last The second last piece that we are doing is the brake. Is the brake for the handle so it doesn't go anywhere?
To stop the drum.
The drum, okay, yeah.
This has teeth on it.
Yep.
And the teeth
go inside, yep. So to put this brake on, you've got to go through the frame first, then into the brake, and then into the barrel. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the instructions said. But
yeah.
It looks like that goes into that. There's not enough room back here
Yep.
for it all to stack.
Yeah. Parker's in the background, he's having a look at us.
Get on your pup.
Parker's our oldest dog. He's 11, almost 12 years old now. He's getting to an old gentleman now. So we've completed the maize composter. I'll just give you a bit of a demonstration. So I'm just going to turn it around until we've got the opening here. As you can see, it's got a brake, so as soon as you push back it brakes, it doesn't go anywhere. That's one of the door handles dropping onto the ground. So the interesting thing about this is that each door handle has a symbol. One's got a clock and one's got a cross, or an ad actually, an ad symbol, not a cross. And they slide in quite well, like so. And what it means is that your ad barrel, because it's 2 barrels here, that's where you're constantly feeding your compost. When you're finished filling it and it's full, they're a bit stiff, but it's brand new, so that's okay. You can swap out, so just imagine if this one's full and you want to let it do its thing, you can actually take this out, take out the other lid, add that to that side. That means it's waiting. It's waiting till it's ready. Then this barrel is empty. You can start adding your waste into that. So I think that's actually a really good system. I quite like that. The lids are a little bit stiff, but it's going to loosen up in time. But I'm pretty happy. I will read up about air filtration and so forth and how that works. I'm not sure yet, but I'll find out a bit more about that as I read through the instruction manuals. But probably this has taken us close to 2.5 hours.
So that's right, yeah.
2.5 hours we have completed, and we haven't rushed it. We have taken our time. It has not been at all a rush. So how do you feel about it, Justin?
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Looks great.
Really good size. I'll just, if you want to come through here, I'll just open this up again. Just the size inside. It's quite decent. So quite happy with that. But yeah, there is some ventilation down the bottom. I would be concerned that there's some fluid that would go through. So I will read up on that, whether it's best to keep them closed or keep them open. But you can close them off. They can close off, no problems at all. So open or close, but that's something I need to read up on and see what the best thing to do is. But if anyone knows about the filtration air vents, whether it's best to have them open or closed, let you know. Drop a line down below. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. Pleased with our purchase, so thank you. Right, thanks to Justin also for helping me today. I would have done it on my own, but it might have taken me 6 hours. Oh, good. All right, thanks guys. Enjoy the video. Yeah.